Hi guys, happy to have your ear in this segment of the training whereby we're going to look at how do you sell your Jikokoa. We're going to go through 2 short modules that will show us how do we exactly communicate to our customers. What are we going to tell them so that we could convince them to buy our Jikokoa. So the first segment we're going to look at is Jikokoa's value propositions, and secondly, how do you identify your customers' pain points. We'll get into the details of this shortly. And here's why you, as a salesperson, should care about this segment. 1, I'm going to help you put more money in your pocket through the extra sales that you're going to make. I am also going to help you hit your sales target because it's going to be a so much more fun way of selling, and it's going to be way easier. That way you're able to hit your targets and you're able to put more money in your pockets. Jikokoa comes with especially 3 value propositions. 1, it has the highest financial savings in the entire cook stove industry. No other Jiko can claim to have this record. And how it's able to do this is by having the most amount of charcoal savings. All this is brought together thanks to the design of the Jiko, the combustion chamber, and the ceramic fiber that surrounds the Jiko. All these are designed to help your Jiko consume the least amount of charcoal. An average charcoal user consumes about 200 shillings worth of charcoal in a day. But with the Jikokoa, this is halved to only 100 shillings in a day, meaning the person gets to save 100 bob every single day. So make sure to walk your customer through this. Ask them how much charcoal are they using, where are they getting it from, how much have they consumed, how much do they use per day. And with this math in mind, then you're able to walk them down how much they're saving per day and how much they'll save at the end of the month. The second value proposition on Jikokoa is that it's the longest lasting Jiko in the market. This Jiko can last anywhere between 3 to 5 years depending on the usage of your customer. Confidently let your customers know this, and remember to tell them that no other cook stove in the entire industry can get to this track record. Let them also know that we have close to 60 service stations spread throughout the country. This means that your customers are able to have their services as close to them as possible. And it makes it easy because it's a walk-in and a walk-out situation whereby all our Jikos are serviced within the same day. The third value proposition on Jikokoa is that it is the biggest household Jiko that we have in the market. Let your customers know that they spoke and their voices were heard. Feel confident in telling them that they asked for a bigger Jiko. We went and did much research and testing, and finally we have the Jiko that they have been asking for, which is Jikokoa Extra. So let's remember these 3 very important value propositions on Jikokoa Extra. 1, it is the highest financial saving Jiko in the market. Secondly, it is the longest durable Jiko in the market. And thirdly, it is the biggest Jiko in the market. How do we increase our sales conversion ratios? How do we make sure that we are having as much sales as the many people we are speaking to, or as much as possible? And that is what we are calling a conversion rate. The major part about converting interests into an actual sale is all about qualifying your customers. And this means looking through your customers, trying to say, are they the right target for you? Otherwise, it'll be a waste of time to you as a salesperson and to them as a potential client. You might want to take your customers down these couple of questions. First, and very importantly, ask them, what do they use to cook? How much are they incurring on their cooking expenses? Where do they buy their charcoal from, and how much does it cost them? You might also want to ask them how they feel about the expenses that they're incurring. And lastly, do they want a cheaper cooking option? And if yes, then you do know that you've captured the right pain point, and that is exactly what you want to address. As you're offering Jikokoa as a solution to relieving their pain, let them know that this Jiko will save them money, will help their fuel last longer. They will have less smoke-related health problems, and by so doing, you will have connected with the customer's pain and with the product that you want to offer them. One quick way of doing this is by using testimonials. This paints a real-life scenario of what is happening and could be a person that the customer relates with, could be a charmer that you sold to close to that region, and they're already enjoying the benefits of using a Jikokoa. Always ask for the sale. I like to call it the ABC, always be closing. Don't just pitch. Sometimes we get too much intrigued by the product that we're selling, we get too much caught into the conversation that we actually forget to ask the person, when are you going to buy? Which way would you like to pay for this product? Do you want to pay through cash or installments or any other means that you could be offering? So always be closing. Remember to ask for that sale. The third tip is make sure you confront every objection one by one. Listen to your customers. Let you hear them. Let them speak. Let them express themselves, their fears and concerns about purchasing your Jiko. And when they do that, note down these concerns, not necessarily on pen and paper, but basically hear them out. And then ensure that you respond to each and every single objection that they have. That means you need to know your product very well. You need to have your value propositions very concisely. This will give them more confidence in you as their salesperson and the product that you're selling. Last but not least, let's remember that most purchasing decisions are emotional decisions. There's a reason why you'll buy something today, and if the very same thing is sold to you the next day, you'd probably not buy it because your mood was just right for that very thing on that very day. So in the same way, you need to know that buying a Jikokoa, just like any other product, is a very emotional decision. So you need to know which are the right buttons to push so as to trigger the right emotions for this purchase. One very common emotion that pushes people to make a purchasing decision is the fear of loss. Fear that if they come tomorrow, they might not find the product. Fear that if they do not buy the product now, then they lose out on the savings that they would have started making today. Also fear that if they do not buy a Jikokoa today, that's another day extra of exposing themselves, their family and loved ones to harmful smoke emissions, which are a health-related risk. I'd like to wrap up by saying this, that when you know your product very well, when you have your precise value propositions, and when you identify the right pain points, then you have the right recipe and components that you need to close that sale. One other thing that excites me the most is the extraordinary opportunity that you get to make a difference in every customer's life that you come into contact with, through offering them the cleanest cooking solution that there is, while at the same time saving them money with a high quality product. Happy selling!